Zanzibar is one of the most hyped up beach destinations in Africa, but hype doesn't always equal reality. I just arrived, it's literally my first day here, and I'm heading straight to the most famous beach called Nungwi. No big plan, I'm just gonna walk on the beach and see what this place actually feels like, real and raw. Do you think it will live up to the hype? Come hang out with me and let's find out which Ray rating this place gets. Oh wow, this looks insane. What a first impression, like literally a perfect beach here. Check that out, huh? We're right on the beach here in Nungwi. Seems to be like some sort of restaurant over there, Maisha Beach. Wow, look at that, you know, people are swimming over here and the colors of the ocean here are just literally insane. It's so colorful and clean here. I love it. Okay, what a first impression. So I want to get on the beach here, but right now the waves are actually kind of high. So see how it goes all the way up to the wall there? I literally can't get to the beach here. So I think I gotta walk a little bit around and figure out a way to get onto the actual beach here. I'm in one of the streets now, right by the beach. So I'm sort of trying to figure out how I can get into the beach again here. But yeah, today I want to walk along the beach, see what it's like. I want to find a restaurant, check out some of the food here, and also want to kind of test the beach and see what is the quality here compared to other places around the world. I've seen a lot of beaches around the world, some incredible ones and some that are very overrated. So let's see what Zanzibar is actually working with, and by the end of this walk, I'll give it an official Ray K rating. All right, looks like I found the way to the beach. Looks like this is a beach hotel, I think, right here. Wow, this looks pretty cool. Look at this impression here. Wow, this looks very, very Zanzibar. There's actually quite a lot of people here in this place, but yeah, the design and vibe of this place is really cool. We got a guy on a jet ski over there, and this is the restaurant. Oh, really cool vibes with the music here. I like this place. This is great. If all of Zanzibar is like this, I'm sold already. What a cool vibe this is. So this is Three Palms Restaurant in Nungwi. Wow, really nice. All right, down from Three Palms and onto the actual beach. Ay, 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 look at the sand here. It is literally white and it's very, very fine sand here. Really beautiful beach. Wow, just seeing the small white sand particles here, like really amazing quality of the sand here. This is fantastic. Top end from a beach connoisseur, I would say. Seems like bamboo is quite popular here in Zanzibar. It's a cool style. I've traveled quite extensively, so I've been to around 60 countries around the world, and a lot of them have been beach destinations, which has to do with what I was doing before I retired. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But I really have seen some of the most amazing beaches on earth. Actually, the ones that I like the most before coming here is Tulum, Jamaica, absolutely amazing. But the best probably that I've seen is Nakpan Beach in the Philippines, just fantastic. Also Boracay, of course, in the Philippines, literally a ridiculously beautiful beach. Check this out, playing soccer right on the beach here. Pretty cool. I wonder how often the ball gets into the ocean. Ay, ay, ay. Nice. We got a local boat coming up here, but check out the color of this ocean, huh? I mean, it's just literally perfect, you know? You got that turquoise, blue-green, clear color. It looks so amazing.
So I don't think this is the most popular part of the beach, you know, because there's still some empty areas here, but let's see what we can come across. Look, we got a pretty cool local area in the beach here. A lot of boats lined up. Oh, by the way, remember those guys that were playing soccer or football that I was just passing earlier? Turns out they were kind of talking between themselves. They noticed the camera and one guy said to the other guy, hey, don't be shy. Show them what you can on the camera. Maybe when this guy posts it on social media, the big soccer clubs will come to Tanzania or Zanzibar and find you. So if there's any big soccer coaches out there, come to Zanzibar. Look at this, huh? It's just so tropical and exotic. What a perfect beach, huh? I don't think I'm in the sort of most popular part of the beach actually right now. So I think if I walk a little bit further, I'm gonna get to the most popular part of the beach. So I'm excited to see that. On the beach here, as you're walking here, there's a few restaurants like this here and there. And there's also a lot of local guys here on the beach that are quite friendly. They're coming up, they're saying things like jambo, which means hi, and Hakuna Matata. That seems to be a popular one. I'm always hearing Hakuna Matata. So that means something like all is good, you know, so they're quite positive. A lot of them are selling local stuff like bracelets or jewelry. Wow, I just got hit by a big wave there. Oh, this looks nice. It says, stay with us, Sapphire Luxury Villas. And wow, they do actually look quite good, those villas in the background there. It's like beachfront with a little pool. Quite nice. Ah, this is so nice. Very Instagrammable. I guess some of the people that are staying in the villas are just out in the water, enjoying themselves. Ah, what a place. This is nice. By the way, the water here is not cold at all, so don't worry about that. It's got a perfect temperature. Here we go. What a cool place this is to chill at, huh? Oh, nice. Guess what I'm seeing right in front of me now. One of my favorite places to visit is Jamaica. And right now in front of me, I'm seeing, I'm not sure if this is a bar or a cafe, but it looks like a sort of Jamaican-inspired boat, you know? Pretty cool. Wow, the waves are coming quite high up on the beach now, so I actually gotta walk all the way up here in order to not be hit. But, oh wow, check this out, huh? What a cool place. I'm passing a place here called Kibani Beach Club, and it looks pretty cool. I feel like I'm starting to get an image of what the style is like here in Zanzibar. All right, check out this resort here. Looks like most of the tourists are probably Europeans, I would assume. But yeah, this is a chill place to be relaxing in, right by the ocean here, with that fantastic color. Wow, look at this. What a cozy cafe, huh? I gotta say, I really like the style here in Zanzibar.
You know, after walking here for a while, I started noticing an interesting pattern. Almost every guy who comes up to you says the exact same words as if it's a script. Let me show you what I mean.
It's funny, as I was walking on this beach, one guy came over and he's like, yes, my friend, snorkeling tomorrow? And I'm like, oh, I'm good actually. And then 5 meters afterwards, another guy comes up and he's like, snorkeling tomorrow? Yes, my friend. So they're kind of on copy paste, I guess. We got someone doing paddle boards over there. Whoops, oh shit. Okay. My shoes definitely got wet now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why I was even wearing shoes here on the beach. I mean, that was such a bad idea. But yeah, beautiful beach though. Definitely a chill place to relax in. Really, I should have gone barefoot or just flip-flops here, you know. Why did I even bring shoes? I mean, that's a complete amateur move. Uh-oh, I think we're not gonna get past this part here on the beach. Wanna go further, but that's gonna be hard to pass by. All right, I'm inside a beach club here right now. I'm not sure what it's called, but Looks pretty good. Such a chill area. And oh wow, look at this bar. This looks pretty cool, huh? Nice style. I like how they put this stuff together. It's real nice. Cool style. So I just found out this place is called Nanasi Beach Club. And Nanasi actually means pineapple in Swahili, which is the local language here. But Swahili is not spoken only in Tanzania or Zanzibar, but also in places like Kenya, Uganda, and some of the other countries in Eastern Africa. So yeah, what I was saying is that I'm actually involved in real estate. I've been working with it actually on the side of film production for over 20 years. And right now I'm involved in a real estate development company called Dolce Development Group. We're doing some really cool stuff. Right now we're working on setting up a development in Siargao in the Philippines. One of the coolest destinations that I have been to. That's also an absolutely fantastic investment case. I could be talking about this for like an hour or for several hours probably, but I know you didn't come to learn about real estate in this vlog, so I'm gonna leave it at that. But we are making some really cool stuff in the Philippines, and we're looking for other destinations that are also exciting, that work really well for our model. So the sea is coming so high up here. I gotta kind of walk around. I can't actually walk on the beach, so I'm actually walking into some of the restaurants here just to be able to pass and get further into the beach here. Maybe I can get down to the beach again from here. Let's see. I think I'm a little bit lost here right now because I couldn't really find my way back down to the beach. Yeah, I think I can get down to the beach over there. There's a place right over here to get down to the beach again. Oh no, it's just way too much water. I can't really get into the beach here at all. There's no more beach here. It's just water everywhere, huh? Ay, ay, ay. However, look at the view here. This looks amazing. We got all these rocks here by the beach, and there's kind of resorts and restaurants all along here. They're kind of built on top of the rocks with the beach underneath it. Oh, look at all these people in the water just swimming over there. Oh, this is so cool. Ay, ay, ay. What a perfect vacation destination this is. Oh, look at the boats here. Wow, just passing into the sunset here, huh? Nice. Actually, this restaurant looks pretty cozy. There's not a lot of people here either, so I think I'm gonna just sit down here for a while and enjoy the sunset and check out the food here. Let's see if it's any good. But surely this table is pretty awesome, huh? Look at this. Amazing. You know, I've heard about sunset cruises here in Zanzibar. So there's these like organized boat trips with like 20, 30 people on them in these old school kind of traditional boats here called dhows that have huge sails. And I think that's what I'm looking at right now, right over there. All right, we just got the food here. All right, let's see how it tastes. Wow. It's very yummy, very juicy too. Oh, it's nice. Perfectly done, really. You know, the chef knows what he's doing here. By the way, this place is called Nungwi Beach. Looks like it's part of a sort of resort here on the beach. It's called Nungwi Beach Bungalows. Really nice.
So this might actually be one of the best sunset spots on the beach. Perfect place to sit down, try some food, and think about what I really think of Zanzibar so far. Because very soon, I'm gonna give this place a Ray K rating.
Before I started filming this vlog with you, I actually went to a barber shop here in Zanzibar just to fix up the hair and the beard a little bit, just for you to be representable. However, what I was going to tell you about is that while I was at the barber shop, I've been traveling around a little bit in Africa the last few months now. So I've been to Kenya, Uganda, Madagascar, really amazing places, and what a trip I've had, right? But as I have been traveling here, I'm getting a sort of general idea of what the sort of general cost level is, and a lot of times there's sort of a difference between what the actual kind of local price is and what I get as a foreigner, you know, like here and in Kenya, Uganda, they call us Mzungus, the foreigners, right? So I don't want to pay the Mzungu price. I want to pay the real price, you know? So when I'm going into the barber shop, the guy told me, okay, it's going to be 15. So I'm assuming, that seems about right, you know, 15,000 Tanzanian shilling, you know, that kind of seems like the right price for this based on my experience here. So I said, you mean shilling, right? And he goes, no, dollars. So $15, right? It's not really a huge amount, but you know, as principle, I don't really want to, you know, be taken advantage of and pay the tourist prices, you know. I am more or less living in this part of the world, kind of, at this point, I guess, Africa, Southeast Asia. Anyway, so I told him $15. I mean, that is actually, you know, in the 7 years I was in Miami and in LA, that's kind of like a sort of barbershop price that you will see in a lot of places in America. Maybe a little bit more, maybe $18 sometimes, $20 sometimes, but like $15, that's sort of like a typical cost at a barbershop in the US. Granted, the last time I was in the US was 2020, so it's been a few years, there's been inflation, so maybe now it is more expensive. But basically, here I am in Zanzibar, and the guy's trying to charge me American prices. So I'm like, you mean shilling, right? Not dollars, right? So at the end of the day, he actually did give me the 15,000 shilling price. So the difference here is from, I think it's like about $4 or $5 or so, to $15. So he was basically trying to charge me 3 times the local price. And by the way, I don't really know the local price. It might be, you know, cheaper than 15,000 as well, but just know when you are traveling here that you're probably not going to get the real price with pretty much anything here, you know, except for at hotels and restaurants. But anything else that you're kind of like talking with them, unless they have listed prices, you're getting the Mzungu price. That's it, you know? Look at the color on the ocean there. Wow, what a sunset. This just looks fantastic. I'm carefully trying to move a little bit closer to the ocean here. So I'm going to rate this beach and this place very soon. But first, I want to talk to you about something important, you know? And that is, what is this channel about? I'm assuming you probably haven't seen too much of my other videos because when I'm checking my statistics on the YouTube Studio panel, about 70 to 80% of the views on most of my videos are from new viewers, so people that haven't watched any of my other videos. So therefore, it's been a few months since I talked about that, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about what this channel is about currently. If you already know it, just skip past this part, you know, just hit forward. But I'm basically someone who did everything right in the sort of eyes of the Western world, you know? I had a tremendous amount of success in my prior life. I was born in Norway, worked with television, film and TV in Norway for a long time when I was a kid, basically from 16 to like early 20s. And at that point, you know, reached for the sky, or the stars, I guess you could say. And I went, you know, far and further than I even thought was possible myself to really reach for my dream. And I managed, after a few years, to actually make my big dream come alive, where I made success as a director in Hollywood, making music videos for stars such as Justin Bieber, Lady Gaga, Britney Spears, Beyonce. One of my videos was the most watched video on internet throughout time for 4 years before another video came and took over the #1 position. And all in all, the videos that I've created have about 9 billion views at this point. In essence, I really feel like I did everything right in sort of like the eyes of the Western world. I created some sort of success in my career, but even still, I felt like something is not right. Like, is this it, you know? So I've sort of challenged myself to search for what the good life really is. And since I already moved away from my birthplace of Norway and then later actually moved away from the place where I spent most of my grown-up life, which is the US. Mostly I've been in Los Angeles, of course, with my career in Hollywood, making music videos and TV commercials there, but also lived a long time in Miami. I really loved Miami, by the way, fantastic place. But I'd been 17 years in the US. I wanted to see more of the world, so that's why I started traveling and searching for, is there another place on earth? Is there another type of life that would kind of make me feel a little bit more fulfilled? So right now I am traveling. I spent a lot of time in Southeast Asia. I really love it there, especially the Philippines is fantastic. I feel really, really alive and I don't know, just happy there, you know. And right now I'm traveling in Africa. I've got such a great first impression of this part of the world and kind of see myself spending a lot of time here as well. Like, this is great. Wow, I am right above the water here. Wow, so beautiful. The sunset here is magical. Looks beautiful. And just look at that, so cool. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not just a tourist here. I'm also kind of searching for places to invest in and you know, could potentially be a good fit for a Deutsche Development Group to build something here. This is a very interesting place. I like it, so you never know. Maybe we'll end up in Zanzibar. Well, the sun is actually setting here, so I better give you my Reiki rating of this place. So let's start with the beach. That's the most important part of it. So I've traveled to a lot of places around the earth and seen some of the most beautiful beaches on earth, like Nungwi Beach in the Philippines, around Palawan, and also Boracay, of course, super famous, and it's won a lot of awards as the best beach on earth. But I've also seen, you know, just tons of other beaches that are not that great, right? So there's different things to consider. How is the actual sand, you know? Is it bright, white, finely tuned? Do they have fine textures in the sand? That's very important. Here, they have that. It's really, really nice, you know? Looks fantastic and feels really good. Then the ocean. What's the color of the ocean here? I mean, like, it doesn't get better than this. This is like world class. This kind of turquoise color. It's just mind-blowing, you know, it looks so fantastic. Next, what about the temperature? The temperature here, just perfect, like literally one of the best temperatures that I've ever experienced, you know. It's so comfortable being in the ocean here. I'm just looking at one of these sunset cruises that are parking their ship at this point. All right, it's cool. So next, what about the cleanliness? All right, there is some seaweed here and there, pretty much in all beaches around the world, but this one is very, very clean, like maybe one of the cleanest that I've seen. Nungwi Beach in the Philippines probably is much cleaner, you know, but this one is very, very clean. What about if you like to swim and bathe in the ocean like me? Well, you don't want it to be a lot of rocks and stuff. You want to be able to kind of like slowly get into the ocean and it gets deeper and deeper at a meaningful pace, right? Here, it's perfect. Not a lot of rocks, you know, like there's a lot of sand for very, very far, and you can kind of like slowly get deeper and deeper into the ocean there. It's not like it kind of like suddenly drops and gets very deep, and it's not like you have to sort of go for a very, very far amount into the ocean before it gets deep enough. So really, really nice beach here. All in all, when it comes to the beach here, I want to say 10 out of 10 coconuts.
Yeah, baby!
This is one of the best beaches on earth. What about Zanzibar as a whole? Well, it's my first day here, so it's a little bit too early to really get an impression. There are a lot of like beach boys and local people that are trying to sell stuff. I wish they were a little bit more chill and laid back, and of course I wish that they treated tourists more like locals so that they're not constantly trying to give us the higher tourist prices, you know, that would be nice. That's the only thing, but people are very friendly, you know, I'm having a good time here. Architecture looks really good. Overall, I think this is nearly perfect. I'm giving Zanzibar as a whole a Reiki rating of 9 out of 10 seashells.
Yeah, baby!
Well, the sun is setting. I'm gonna have a beer here and enjoy the sunset. So until next time, peace, love, and San Miguel light.